They're bringing the Antichrist and the flat earth. What does the gospel say? This is written by Christos Mangiaris. I've translated for you. Everything is done for religious reasons. Even the shape of the earth they put into their Satanism, and we're told not to mix science with religion by those who do everything according to their religion, and those who have put a 666 on all products and brands, those who do politics and science with Kabbalistic ritual, and those who by all the means they devise lead humanity to worship of the evil one, their God. For religious reasons, they even exploit the shape of the earth, with high brotherhood masonry leading the way. And there is a growing multitude of people abroad who believe that the earth is flat. Through the mass of mankind do not care what shape the earth is, for that kind of knowledge does not affect their complete ignorance or their expertise in useless subjects such as, for example, the breeches of so-and-so artist. And adherents of the flat earth theory believe that the earth is flat and that everything we are told about the earth and the universe is a lie, and tends to divert the course of pre-planned events. They cite very strong and abundant evidence for this. What is more strange is that there is proof in the gospel that the earth is flat. And why is this? First of all, because knowledge is real power. They want us blind and stupid so they can dominate us more easily. But here is the matter of the flat earth. There is a satanic plexus. Their evil one, because he wants to take the place of God, with his servants here work with lies which they present to us as truths. And they want to steal even God's creation. That's why they teach us everything wrong, so that when their Messiah comes, he'll open our eyes and show us the truth so that people will believe in him and make the true God a liar and a deceiver. And that's why certain brotherhoods, the crunch of racist imperialism, has for centuries now claimed to possess the truth, a truth that is hidden well, but some truths are leaked by scholars who deal with the analysis of these symbols. Everything mentioned here is a rough summary of what I heard in discussions by City B somewhere in Central Europe. I was the only Greek at the terrible emigration, but in the paths of information that those friends led me to, they put my mind in terrible trouble because I heard unprecedented things and not in a day. And that's why all these monoliths that will be mentioned here are judged to be simplest and mentally digestible, since the subject is dangerous and mainly requires free thinking. Some facts of the following of the flat earth theory will be presented, divided into 4 sections. 1, what the rulers show us, but we don't see. 2, what we can see for ourselves, with a little practice of observation and with some expert information. 3, Brotherhood's contribution to the subject. And 4, how Christ informs us through the gospel that the earth is flat. 1, what the rulers show us, but we don't see. A, the logo, mark of the UN, is well known. The UN logo, which is also, it's flat earth, has been seen by almost everyone on earth, but few understand what they are seeing. The badge the logo depicts a special map of the earth with 13 laurel leaves on either side, and the laurel is a symbol of eternity. This map has a circular shape and is divided into 33 sections, which are the degree of Freemasonry. That is 33, and that what almost everyone does know is that the map on the UN badge is the map of the flat earth. Also, Earth flag was designed assuming that the earth is flat. The followers of flat earth theory claim that the earth is circular and flat with a pole in its center, the one we call north, at which the ice melts but not at the south. In the creation of the world, the Sibyl mentioned that God, the oracles that is, mentioned that God made the earth while with a pole, and in all probability the copyist of the books of the Ark of the Egyptians, Moses, omitted in his Genesis this element, and from then on brotherhoods involved as we'll see below. Compass needles on the flat earth are segments of a radius centered in the North Pole and on a point on the circumference of the circular earth. That is, they inform us that what we call the South Pole is a frozen circle that isolates our known Earth from the blissful places beyond which Hitler was looking for. B. On October 14, 2012, they showed us with a direct television connection, in fact, the free fall of Austrian Felix Baumberger from a height of 39,000 meters, hence from the stratosphere. Some say that the Earth appeared curved up to 33,000 meters, that's 33 again, and from there on we say that the Earth appears flat. And in the live broadcast, the camera was outside the craft, showing us that the Earth spherical and far below the craft. But what they transmitted us was an image from the camera that was inside the spaceship. Normally the Earth should not even be visible, but only the dark vast space. Yet not only was the Earth's horizon quite high, but it was also straight. C. When airplanes spray, the trace of, we're talking about chemtrails, the trace of these poisons or heavy metals they leave in the atmosphere form a white line that hangs for a long time in the atmosphere. The white line is the exact track of the aircraft flying at a constant latitude. Then why are all these visible lines tens of kilometers long not curved and straight? Why are they straight instead of being curved? Experts say take paper or a straight object and adjust it accordingly between your eyes and the trail of the planes, that you'll see that the line of poisons is tangent to the edge of the paper. How is it that while we see the receding ship disappear in a few kilometers due to the curvature of the Earth, but the tail of the aircraft that we see hundreds of kilometers in the distance of the horizons is a straight line? Normally when the chemtrails spray planes move away from the observer's position, flying at a constant height above the surface of the Earth, and their flight does not curve as it should, then if they continue to fly like this, they should go into space according to what they taught us. D. Followers of the flat Earth theory believe that yin-yang symbol represents circular flat Earth over which the equal-sized planets, moon and sun, move. Therefore, both the moon and the sun are not what they tell us. If one studies the signal carefully, it can be seen why we have the deepest, darkest just before dawn, and the perpetual motions of these planets, the moon and the sun, above the flat Earth are symbolized by the sign of infinity. The formation of the infinity sign by the movement of the sun was shown to us in the movie The Castaway by Tom Hanks. 2. What we can see for ourselves with a little practice of observation and some expert information. A. Number 1. In this category can only be aircraft flights. Airplanes do not fly straight but appear to fly in curves. The experts, we filled in experts, claim that they fly straight. It's just that the projection of the accurate flight revealed relative to the observer's position is depicted on a flat map as a curve. Welcome. But then why are flights from Australia to Santiago, Chile via San Francisco or Los Angeles? Do the planes ascend to North America over the Pacific Ocean and then descend across America, contain a continent to Santiago? This absurd flight on the spherical Earth is straight on the flat Earth map. And you can find on live radar any strange flights near the North Pole, but not the South Pole, as well as aircraft paths that disprove the theory of the projection of the arc as a curve. Also, what really happens on flights, hence Buenos Aires, Perth, Australia. This analysis can be endless, and anyone can assume what they want. Elsewhere in the suspicious element, airports in Qatar, Dubai, and Istanbul have become hubs for transit flights. If one sees the location of these cities on the map of the flat Earth, one will see that they are in a favorable position, almost exactly in the middle of the routes American continent, Asia, Southeast Asia, Australia, bypassing the North Pole, and that is why these airports become centers, air routes. Intercontinental flights through these airports on the spherical Earth appear curved or octagonal, while on the flat Earth they appear straight. B. We see the curvature of the water when we are on a beach. Why does not something similar happen Hence, for example, on the steppes in Kansas where its surface is absolutely flat. The experiment was also done for its flat surface. What is happening here? Is the sea or the land right? The researchers refer us to the Suez Canal, in which there is both water and land, and whose length is about 200 kilometers. We see in the photographs of this area that ships sail on a flat surface, but the plans of Lesseps, the engineer who designed the canal, were made on the basis that the earth is flat. Also, railway engineers design on the basis that the earth is flat, and there are testimonies. Also, as I was told here in Greece, with beautiful seas, you can see that when the sun or the moon are reflected on the surface of the sea at sunset or sunrise, from the reflection of their rays, it appears that the surface of the water is flat. C. The biggest liar in the world, more and more claim, is NASA. It serves the plans of the Satanist, and that is why, if one reads the logo, NASA's upside down reads Satan. So NASA tells us that the Earth is a small planet in the vast universe. Nice. That the Earth moves around itself, around an imaginary axis. Nice. And this axis is tilted 66.6 degrees, random, degrees relative to the plane of her orbit. Nice. That the Earth also revolves around the Sun. Nice. That the Sun, the Earth, and the entire solar system move through the galaxy. Nice. That the galaxy is moving with unimaginable speed in the vast universe that is ever expanding due to the Big Bang. Nice. The question now arises, who can describe to us the course of the polar star in space so that it appears in a fixed position on the insignificant Earth, which makes so many movements? And NASA tells us that the polar star is between 323 and 434 light years from Earth. That is 1,938 to 24 zeros miles, or about 2 quadrillion miles away. The difference again of these unoccupied numbers give us a coincidental 666 and then again 24 zeros. How on earth is it that all the numbers in the universe are related to Satan and Freemasonry? Was the architect that good? Let us find out something that what the Odyssey writes about the pole star, that is Homer's Odyssey, and who will explain to us why it is visible 20 degrees below the equator. Why are Aquarius and Libra visible from 65 degrees north to 90 degrees south? Why is the constellation Virgo visible from 80 degrees north to 80 degrees south? Why is the sun invisible in Antarctica from May 17th to July 21st? And in general, many such strange things happen over millennia. D. Now let's see what the satellite antenna shows us. We're told that the satellites, in order to be in a stable position with respect to the Earth, are in a geostationary orbit, that is, in the extension of the equator. Therefore, the satellite antennas in the countries in the equator should look vertically up and at the north and south poles, just below the horizon, with a corresponding angle of inclination in the intermediate areas. Then why do all these satellite dishes all over the planet look above the horizon at about the same tilt angle just above the horizon? E. We're told that the shortest distance between 2 points is a straight line. So the rockets they send into space should first get rid of Earth's gravity as quickly as possible, thus flying straight up because they lack wings. Then why does their orbit curve almost immediately after takeoff? Some will say because of the Earth's rotation it looks like this. Nice. Then the Austrian who had to land, Baumberger, and why did it land at almost the same takeoff point? Otherwise, a couple of hours later, it should have been out in the Pacific Ocean. Now, 3. It is now the turn of Freemasonry, which sets up in such a way that the highest officers are considered to be the possessors of the absolute truth about the nature of things, a truth which is hidden in their symbols, which are by various researchers. Freemasonry, like all the peoples of the world before, consider the earth to be flat according to their symbols, and worked long ago to prove that the earth is spherical for the reasons mentioned above, and that is why all the famous old scientists, such as the ancient Greek Pythagoras, Copernicus, Galileo, Kepler, Newton, etc., are depicted with tectonic symbols. According to their symbols, the sun and the moon rotate above the earth. They are the same size, but also equidistant from the earth. All the stars, the billions we see, are an illusion, and there are not as many as they seem. Tesla also proved it mathematically. And they are stable, and that is why, as I was told, that in Greek you call it stereoma, meaning stable. Only 7 planets move within the celestial dome that surrounds the earth, and these are symbolized by the 7 lit lamp of the Jews, the menorah. 9 are the planets along the sun and the moon. Those of you who have visited the Pantheon in Rome will have seen exactly the state of the world. That is why in masonry buildings the ceilings are made up of many blocks. It means order and stillness in the sky. Notice also the peristyle placed in various cities around the world in prominent places. Why is everything in ancient Greek style? It's said that all the astronauts of the Apollo program were high-degree Masons. 4. Let us go to the last category to see how Christ informs us through the gospel that the earth is flat. The evangelists Luke and Matthew describe to us the temptations of Jesus by Satan. The 2 evangelists were, of course, not with Christ when he was tempted by Satan after his baptism, and apparently Christ described his ordeal to his disciples, who also conveyed it to us in writing. It should be noted that even the Antichrist admit Christ as a prophet, but not as God. Luke, who happens to be a doctor, he was also the physician of the apostle Paul the apostle. Luke writes in chapter 4:5, and when he brought him back, he showed him all the kingdoms of the world in a moment of time. And Matthew writes in chapter 4:8, again, the devil takes him all to the very high mountain, and all the kingdoms of the world will show him their glory. Be careful here. Luke writes that Satan showed him all the kingdoms of the earth in a moment of time, meaning that all the kingdoms of the earth were visible at the same time. And Matthew writes that Christ and the devil were on a mountain, so they were standing on a fixed point on the earth. They were not flying or rotating. And they saw all the kingdoms of the earth. In both cases, in order for someone to see all the kingdoms of the earth simultaneously and from a fixed point, the earth would have to be flat. And if you study the scriptures, you find that written there. Flat earthers also have evidence and support their positions. So do the global earth fans. And brotherhoods will apparently decide who is right when the time of the Antichrist comes, because probably the shape of the earth also depends on the mood of the globalists, while we have handed our destinies into their hands. We have a lot more to see. And this is written by Chris Manziaris, and I've translated this for you from a Greek article. Please leave your comments, and thank you for your support. Kindly support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support, and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box.